During the more difficult war years, so like moving on to like 1999 perhaps, did you ever find that people who you knew, either worked with or in your surroundings who were not from Sierra Leone, would ask you stuff about Sierra Leone when they heard perhaps things that were happening in the news?
It would only come up if somebody asked me, because sometimes people do ask, where are you from?
Right,
and then
right.
you would have to say that, oh, I'm from Sierra Leone
Right.
and whatnot, and that would bring it. And for the most part, people would say, Sierra Leone? Is that a French country? And they, most of the time, they don't know where Sierra Leone is. But yeah, after the Rebel War, a lot of people started hearing about Sierra Leone. And, yeah.
It's very interesting. When I was in high school, actually, people used to ask me if Sierra Leone was a francophone country. Like it was all the time. It was like a joke that a friend of mine would run, where she'd go around asking people, Sierra Leone, do you think they speak French or English there? And everybody would always say French without a doubt. So yeah, no, I definitely understand where you're coming from. When did you start thinking of moving back to Sierra Leone?
Since '94, that would make it 94 to 2004. It was about 10 years.
Okay. When did you start thinking about it, and what brought that on?
Actually, I like being around my mum. and I wasn't too keen on going to London to start with, but I went there. I didn't particularly like it, and I wanted to finish my studies, and during the course of doing my studies, I fell ill, and that's how I got into cakes. Because my mum used to bake when I was younger, and I was quite happy eating cakes. And I had my cousin who baked as well in London. She would send me some cakes as well, but then she got fed up. And when I fell ill, I wanted something else to be doing to take my mind off stuff.
Right.
And my first cake, everybody thought I bought it from a shop, and that's how I got into it.
How many years did you design cakes in the UK before?
It was actually just a year.
It was just a year?
Yeah, I started doing cakes in 2003.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
I started doing cakes in 2003, and I decided to come back in 2004 because what actually happened, I think towards the end of that year, I actually came up because I used to come every year. Yes, and I found out that they didn't have proper cake shops. In fact, there wasn't any. You have like the bakeries, you have Crown Bakery and Savon and all
they do
that.
cakes from time to time.
Yes, but you don't have a proper cake shop that you display cakes and you sell cake stuff and things like that. So I thought to myself, that would be something.
Business opportunity.
Yes, and it would be, and I thought to myself, the thing about me, if I decide I want to do something, I have to do it now. And I just thought that if I don't do it now, somebody might get in and do it.
Right.
So I did a little bit of research, not a lot. I wouldn't say I did anything significant. I just came, found out about the competition, what other people were doing, and I actually found out that people don't know how to color coordinate. They didn't do things properly, and most of the cakes that were done in the country was just using royal icing. And I had discovered sugar paste, and I thought to myself, you can do a lot more with sugar paste and you get so many of the designs out. And I always wanted to own my own business.
Okay.
Because my uncle had a shop, and I always liked the idea of counting money. And but then I really did not think that I would own my own business, because I was actually at uni doing HR and marketing, and so it just kind of happened.
Wow. Okay. When you came back, what were some of your initial challenges setting up the business? Some of the things that you faced?
One of them would be lack of privacy and people kind of encroaching on your space, because one of the problems I had here was actually being allowed to run a business in a professional way without people loitering about and all the noise, and doing it in hygienic surroundings and stuff like that. So I had a real struggle with that. When you come back, people tend to say that they see something different about you, so that they're aware you haven't been around for a while. So I don't know if that was it, but I struggled with people in the area when I first started.
Okay, and how has it changed 6 years later?
It has improved, and it has helped in that I've got my fence. I put that because I was tired of talking, and so they know there's a barrier now,